Dear ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the analysis of YOLENO TV. I hope you're well from wherever you're watching this channel. I'd like to start this session by appreciating you so much for making this channel grow. If you wish to support us, just subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. I have made so many analyses in this channel regarding Gathoni WAMUCHOMBA and why. It is simply because she is one of those leaders within UDA who woke up to the realization that leaders are supposed to stand with their people. She is one of the Mount Kenya leaders, especially from the Githunguri, who stood up with her constituents and said that because her constituents do not support the finance bill, she was not going to support it. So yesterday, Honorable Gathoni WAMUCHOMBA sent a chilling message to William Samoei Ruto through her Twitter handle. I would like to read to you because she used an example of Kings 2022, that is King Ahab. I want to read to you a long statement that Honorable Gathoni WAMUCHOMBA sent to William Samoei Ruto. And this is what she had to say. King Ahab wanted to fight his enemies in Gilead and capture them. So he called all his 400 advisors and prophets to inquire if he attacked the enemy, if there were chances of losing or winning. The 400 of them cheered and affirmed their king to attack with an assurance that he would emerge victorious. But one prophet was missing, that is Prophet Micah. The king hated him because he always prophesies negative outcomes against the king. 1 Kings 22 verses 8. So Micah was invited. He told the king, if you go to war with your enemies, you will not return. The 400 advisors, prophets, and the king were annoyed. They slapped him, and the king ordered his imprisonment without food. The king defied. He went to war. The sword got him, and he died. That was the end of his rule. The spirit of prophet of the Lord is alive. You can slap me, jail me without food, or abuse me, but God speaks through his people. The Finance Bill 2023 is punitive, oppressive, and scandalous. The ruling class must listen to the cries of his citizen. That's democracy. Dear ladies and gentlemen, that's the end of that statement from Honorable Gathoni WAMUCHOMBA, the MP of Githunguri. So what do we learn from that statement? It's very simple. It still boils down to this issue of threats from William Ruto and Gachagua to the MPs, MCAs, to the governors who are not going to support this finance bill. I want to share with you a video where Rigathi Gachagua is telling governors that if you don't support this finance bill, we will not disperse money to you. But what is Rigathi Gachagua trying to say? First of all, before you delve into that part, let me show you this part of the video so that you can get a better understanding of what we mean.
Mwezi wa 4 hatujapatia hawa, mwezi ya 5 na mwezi ya 6. Na sio kukataa, tumekataa, hatuna. Nilikuwa mkutano nao naambia hata mkinitoa suruali mnichape, sina. Na hiyo ndio ukweli. Ngoja mimi nagoja hapo. Ngoja mimi nagoja. Naambia hatuna. Sasa nikaambia sisi natafuta pesa. Hatuwezi kopa pesa ngambo tupatie counties. Hatuwezi. Nyinyi pia mfanye bidii muokote revenue. Alafu mtukubalie nafasi tuokote kodi tupatie nyinyi pesa yenu. Nikauliza hao magavana nyinyi wale walikuwa hapo ya Azimio. Mnafuata huyu Raila kupinga sisi tukiokota pesa. Na mnatudai. Sasa kama tulikosa kuokota na mnatudai tutapatia nyinyi nini? Huyu Raila na Kalonzo na Martha Karua hawana serikali. Hakuna mtu anauliza hao mshahara, hakuna mtu anauliza hao wanunulie gari matairi, hakuna mtu anaambia hao wanunue madawa. Sasa mnawafuata tu ni watu wako huko kichakani. So they have no need for money. Lakini nyinyi magavana mko na maserikali kama sisi na nyinyi tuko in the same basket. Na ndio wakatulia wakanielewa. Nikaambia governor, tukisikia nyinyi mnapinga hii finance bill, tukigawa pesa tutapatia wale wana support.
So viewers, here in YOLENO TV, we believe that Gachagua was threatening the governors because he says April, March, he talks about June, that they have not dispersed. So he knows that the county governments have not received money. So he's telling the county governments, we must collect money from these people, whether they like it or they not. We must collect, we must overtax them. That is the message that Gachagua is saying, is passing through the governors, that if you don't do that, don't ask us for money. So Gathoni WAMUCHOMBA is telling the William Ruto and Gachagua directly that, look here, I am standing with the people, whether you like it or not. Punish me if you like. Because I remember last time, William Ruto, when he was in that tour of the Mar community, he said that for those people who are not going to support this finance bill, they should not ask for roads, na wataona. That was the message. I remember making that analysis here on this channel where we talked about the response that was given as a result of what Gachagua and Ruto said while they were in the Mar community. I talked about that. I don't know whether you remember that analysis we did here, but then that was then. But now this time round, WAMUCHOMBA is still reiterating the fact that her position is a done deal. She's not going to support this. But I agree with Gathoni WAMUCHOMBA because look at the latest happenings. Like yesterday, we did an analysis here. We said that the government is now, inaanza kulegeza kamba kidogo because there's that issue of 3% to 1.5%. Of course, the committee that is in charge of formulation of this finance bill must, anything they do must conform with what William Ruto wants, because they do have that constant communication. Okay, maybe I'm assuming there's something like, now the people don't want this finance bill. So what do? Just reduce the 3% to 1.5. I'm just making that assumption. Maybe that is what is happening on the ground, because I assume that they cannot do anything that is contrary to what William Ruto wants. So that means there's something, that kind of communication. So everything that is being done on this finance bill, the changes are what are being communicated from the State House. So what are we seeing here, ladies and gentlemen? Very simple, ladies and gentlemen. It's very simple. This message that Gathoni WAMUCHOMBA says that there was an advisor who kept advising King Ahab on the dangers, but the 400 advisors didn't like him. Some prophets didn't like him. Even King Ahab didn't like him. But what happened? He went against the advice of Micah. And what happened? Because he went against the advice of Micah, and Micah was telling him the truth, the correct prophecies, and advising him well, he was speared and he died. So the king died. What is that in William Ruto's political context? It's very simple. I want to explain what that means here in a nutshell. William Ruto is getting ill advices from the likes of Onsoro, and the likes of Gachagua, the likes of Mudavadi, the likes of Ichungwa, the likes of Speaker Moses Wetangula. King is not made it stated his position, but there are so many fake advisors who are advising William Ruto, but what they don't know is that they are creating a William Ruto political doom. I mean, that is what I'm seeing. They are creating a William Ruto political doom by the ill advices that the likes of Moses Kuria are giving William Ruto. So Onsoro said sometimes back there, and that has gone viral, when he said that, look here, we will not remove even a comma. And at the time he was saying so, there was this public participation on this finance bill. And yet he says we will not remove even a comma. William Ruto also went public saying that finance bill must pass. People like Okia Omtata, who were advising William Ruto correctly, ended up being politically crucified in those campaign, in the ongoing weekend political, prayer rallies. They ended up crucifying Omtata because Omtata told William Ruto the truth. He told him the truth, and William Ruto should have just listened to Okia Omtata. But what happened? They chose to crucify Okia Omtata. So now they're choosing to crucify WAMUCHOMBA because WAMUCHOMBA is telling William Ruto the truth. And the truth is that the people do not want this finance bill. And that is the mere truth. And that has been echoed by literally all groups. It even led to the resignation of Panyako. Panyako being one of the biggest defenders of William Ruto, who hails from Kakamega. And Panyako had always advocated for William Ruto's policies, supported William Ruto, marketed William Ruto. And I understand that there's a time there during campaigns that Panyako made some leaflets and single-handedly distributed them in Kakamega to make William Ruto popular in that region. Even though we know that William Ruto cannot outsmart Raila Amolo Odinga in the Kakamega. Because look at this. Even after what people said about the theft of votes from the general election, still William Ruto's man, that is Cleophas Malala, could not beat Raila Amolo Odinga's man within the Kakamega County. So that means Panyako did his part by marketing William Ruto within the Kakamega. But what happened? He was crucified. So that is why Gathoni WAMUCHOMBA is bringing this example of King Ahab and the unfortunate discrimination or a sidelining of Prophet Micah. So Prophet Micah was telling King Ahab the truth, but King Ahab listened to the fake 400 advisors, listened to the fake prophets, and he himself did not like Micah. But Micah was telling the truth. So what happened? They ended up to the war. He got speared. And what happened? King Ahab died. WAMUCHOMBA is saying, you can slap me, jail me without food, or abuse me, but God speaks through his people. End of quote. You can jail me, slap me, but God speaks through his people. End of quote. Dear ladies and gentlemen, allow me to wind up there. But once again, I'd like to urge you to please give me your comment regarding this posting from Gathoni WAMUCHOMBA. And he talked about this finance bill being punitive, oppressive, and scandalous. So until we meet again for another analysis, please stay safe, stay blessed.